Hello folks, welcome back. This is Spoon TV with me, Sylvester Chopley. His Excellency President Joseph Nyama Boakai is meeting with South Korean delegation and Agriculture Minister Alexander Noche.
The Dean and members of the present, our guests, TS and the team, members of the press, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. It is an honor to be speaking to this group today, a group that was made possible through His Excellency's visit to Korea. I remember when we went to Korea in June, through His Excellency's initiative. We were privileged to have interacted with a number of Koreans. But I remember during one of our conversations, TS asked me, what do you want? If you were to ask for one thing here, what would you want for Liberia? And because His Excellency has been knocking my head for the starch factory, I just said, well, if we can have the first starch factory in Liberia, it would be great. Right after His Excellency was inaugurated, or even before that, we've been having conversation on the multiplicity of commodities that come from cassava alone. So he took interest in cassava processing. So when TS told me to ask me and I answered him, he said, okay. 1 hour later, he brought the chairman. And when the chairman came, he said we were going to rural Korea, what he called rural Korea. We drove for 3 hours to go and 3 hours to come back. And I was very surprised at what I saw. I was amazed. He has a very large processing facility that does potato starch. But I told him Liberia has the opportunity or the potential to grow cassava that can produce even better starch for what you want to do. I didn't know he already took interest in it. It was just part of the conversation. But he did promise that he would try to come. So a few weeks later, I got a text message from TS that indeed a delegation from Korea was coming here and that the chairman was part of that delegation. So I was very satisfied that Mr. Chairman was coming. So Mr. Chairman and the team, thank you for living up to your promise. The chairman and the team have been here. We've been going around some part of the country. We went to Marguerite County. We went to Grand Bassa County. And he's made a couple of tours around the city to see what he could do. And I'm happy that he has taken interest in the starch factory also. And he has said he was going to do something here to produce starch. That is very cool. Because about a week ago, I was traveling to Bapolo and Bombay counties, and I realized this immense potential to grow cassava. In Bapolo County, if you went there today, you've grown cassava that is not sold because there is no off-taker. The only processor that is in Bombay does gari, and the capacity is very limited. So people were asking me, how do we sell our cassava if we want to do more cassava? But because I know that there was hope that there will be this processing facility, we encourage them to do more. In fact, right now, I'm talking to one of the sites. We are already doing 800 acres across the country, 4 counties. What we are doing with those people, we are putting them in smaller production units, 25 person to a group, and we place them on 100 acres. We went to the first 200 acres that was laid out close to Kakata, where we have 50 women and young people growing cassava through our support. We've laid out the place and given it the cutting to produce good variety of cassava that are not just for eating, but have high starch content. And I think the chairman went there, he saw it, I'm sure he was happy about it. So the market is there. Our people are there to produce, And I'm sure he's going to create for us that off-taking opportunity where our farmers will not just produce, but they will have market for what they produce and generate some income out of that. So, Mr. Chairman, thank you for coming. He's taking interest not just in cassava. I know you were seeing us exchanging the food across the table. When we were in the field, he ate the hot pepper and he liked it. Yeah, and he told me we could make money out of this in Korea. Surprisingly, he took a picture from the market when he went to Freeport. He was just showing it. And thank God I already have a partner here who wants to do pepper on a large scale for you to be able to process it in Korea. So we are going to do more in that. He was also able to have spoken with the Fishery Authority, spoken with the Maritime Training Institute, and I remember TS while we were traveling together on our trip to Chairman's factory. He asked me if it was possible to train some of our young people from here through the Maritime Training Institute to go to Korea and do some work. So he wanted this memorandum of understanding between the Marine Institute in Korea and what we have here. And I'm glad that he followed up with that by going to see the Training Institute and also talking with the Fishery Authority. So Mr. TS and Mr. Chairman, thank you very much for reaching out. We've also identified areas in the port of Buchanan where we have the SAPZ. They are prepared to do some work there. They also went to the free port of Monrovia. I think they are impressed. So hopefully, by the time they leave here, we should have a clear idea of what specifically they're going to be doing through TS, Sam, and the delegation is here. So Mr. Chairman and TS, let me say thank you for coming. We appreciate your visit here. As the chairman said, Liberia remains open. We are not just going to be doing agriculture. We want you to be the one that will open the way for other Koreans to come here. So as you are here, we want to give you the best of treatment you deserve, so that you go back and tell Koreans that there is a prospect in Liberia for investment, especially in our agriculture sector. I share with you the plan. I want to take that plan back to Korea, let the Koreans get together and come back to Liberia and invest in our sector. So Mr. President, our First Lady, the Dean of the Cabinet, the members of the Cabinet, thank you. You are welcome again. Liberia is your home and open to you for investment. Thank you very much.
Agriculture Minister, Mr. Alexander Nutter.
I want to thank the Minister of Agriculture
make a statement.
for that exhaustive overview. Madam Dean of the Cabinet, members of the Cabinet, other officials of government, head of delegation, and members of the delegation. I am pleased that it's time to present to you Mr. Boakai.
So President Boakai will make a
Following which, we'll be down the members of the delegation after watching the video. Now, someone who can hold this video.
Europe and the United States, cassava is the term usually applied to roots, and tapioca refers to the starch and starch derivatives. The plant looks like a small tree, some 10 feet tall. The starch is extracted from the tuberous roots, which are typically 3 inches in diameter and at a foot long. Tapioca is easy to grow and does not require much cultivation. Two crops can be grown each year with almost complete flexibility of both planting and harvesting schedule.
The availability of tapioca roots to the trees is vast year-round. Approximately 1 million square feet land, or 2.5 million acres, are devoted to tapioca in Thailand, producing some 20 million tons of tapioca root annually. Approximately 50% of the tapioca roots are processed into tapioca chips and pellets, and 50% into tapioca starch. Most of these products are for export. Thailand is presently the world's largest producer and exporter of tapioca products, shipping to over 75 countries. The main markets for tapioca chips and pellets include the European Union, China, and Korea. The main markets of refined tapioca starch are Japan, Taiwan, the United States, Singapore, and Hong Kong. As the demand for tapioca-based products has markedly increased over time, new varieties of tapioca have been developed with the main purpose of improving the economic return of the industry. New varieties are selected primarily for improved starch yield. Only conventional breeding programs by hybridization techniques are used. Confectionery for different purposes, such as thickening and glazing. Tapioca starches are widely used in gelled confectionery such as jellies and gums. Monosodium glutamate, or MSG. Tapioca starch is a common feedstock for making MSG in Asia. Sweetener. Glucose and fructose. made from tapioca starch are used as substitutes for sucrose in jams and canned fruits. Tapioca-based sweeteners are preferred in beverage formulations for their improved processing characteristics and product-enhancing properties. Pharmacy. Native and modified tapioca starches are used as binders, fillers, and disintegrating agents for tablet production. Glue. Tapioca starch is a very important raw material in making glue. Tapioca starch-based dextrins are excellent adhesives and used in many applications, including gum paper, tapes, labels, stamps, and envelopes. Biodegradable products. Tapioca starch can be used as a biodegradable polymer to substitute for plastics in packaging materials. Plywood. Glue made from tapioca starch is a key material in plywood manufacturing. The quality of plywood depends heavily on the glue. Paper. Modified tapioca starch is used in the wet stage of paper making to flocculate the pulp, improving running rates and reducing pulp loss. Native and modified tapioca starch is also used in the coating and sizing of paper, improving the strength, binding coatings to the paper, and controlling ink absorption to improve print quality. Textile. Tapioca starch is used in 3 stages of textile processing: sizing the yarn to stiffen and protect it during weaving, in printing to improve color consistency, and in finishing to make the fabric durable and shiny. In the future, modified starches that are tailor-made for individual applications will continue to find new uses.
So that's the production. The production made in Liberia. By the Ministry of Agriculture in line with the South Korean delegation.
Ghana's economic performance has been inconsistent with generally slow growth rates. The key reason has been Ghana's reliance on 2 key commodity exports, gold and cocoa. These sources have suffered sharp variations over the years, so has the economy moved from one crisis to another, depending on the performance of cocoa and gold prices on the world markets. Ghana cannot continue to depend on this narrow and reliable base to grow fast enough to move the economy beyond its current epic status. The major challenge, therefore, is to find new pillars of growth while protecting and, where possible, expanding its current citadels. If it has to deliver a per capita income of $1,000 to each people within the shortest possible time. In this direction, the President in October 2002 announced a special presidential initiative for the development of the oil palm industry.
Well, the President's special initiatives have been conceived by President before as new growth pillars for the economy to divert fortify the economic base of this country's economy. Up to the time when President Ford took over, this nation has been dependent on cocoa, coal, and tin exports only. The prices of these commodities have been dictated by external forces over which we have very little control. We are unable to budget and plan the life of this nation on the basis of the varying and widely fluctuating prices of these commodities. We needed to have some diversity. So the president came up with these special initiatives involving salt, involving textiles and garments, involving oil palm and cassava starch to help diversify. They are also to act as growth tools, especially in rural communities, create jobs in the rural communities and increase economic activity.
And in response to modernization of agriculture, in response to creating many businesses in the rural areas, the industrialization process for a rural area requires that we formulate a consistent long-term strategic framework. Within the next 10 or so years, we will develop 300,000 hectares of this country's lands to produce 2 million metric tons of palm oil for processing into soaps, laundry detergents, cooking oils, cooking fats like the margarines that we have, the baking fats that we use in our bread, to convert the palm oil into these higher value-added products and then export.
This is an important program which solves rural poverty, creates employment, and generates wealth. We should be encouraged and made to survive so that we will not have our youth moving from the rural areas to the cities to create the many problems that we have now.
294 communities are benefiting from this farming operation. About 20 persons per community that are also engaged in this activity. So if you work out the numbers, it comes out that we have almost 8,000 families that have been working with us and are benefiting from the money we have spent on land clearing, pegging, pulling, transporting the seedlings. So we offer about 46,000 jobs to people every year. And considering that to develop 1 hectare, we are spending almost 4.5 million cedis for every hectare of land that we develop. So every year we pump at least 100 billion cedis into the rural economy.
These products are all rural based. The idea is also to try and create economic activity in these rural communities. It's been very exciting, especially oil palm. The people have embraced it and embraced it with gusto.
We have looked at the chiefs as the custodians of lands in the country.
The exciting thing about it is that the chiefs and many landowners in these rural communities are offering land for the cultivation of cassava, offering land for the cultivation of oil palm by those who have come out and declared their interest in joining this initiative and developing these particular crops.
The pineapple, Robert, we go on pure side. First, we go on pure side. As you said, the pure side, when we got pure side, and when you pure side, we go and go by the Nasita. I can't make it a family there. Anna, Ghana, 9 years, that's all. See, I don't say, I don't know. I don't do it. I said, the lady, I do a good boy a year. I don't say, I don't know, the other thing, you can't go to one. Now, the 2 pounds. If you're the one, I go around, I don't say, no business you have. Or say, I have a phone, so I need to go to the idea, I didn't go. Now, I'm one of mine was mine. And that's not good.
So far, we have accumulated more than 300,000. I think we're in the region of about 500,000 hectares of land that have been pledged by chiefs and their subjects in the 6 regions where we have been working: Ashanti, Rohafo, West, Central, Boakai, and Eastern. The land has not been acquired by government. Government is not in the business of acquiring lands from anybody under this project. Rather, people have to voluntarily put their lands up for development as an equity contribution for the total investment required. The landowner gets to share in the benefit of using that land, but not to take it as an immediate money to consume.
Kumaun Mine, that is the paramount chief of Kumaun, on behalf of the Kumaun Traditional Council, has actually offered the Ministry for Private Sector Development and PSIs 88.9 miles square of land for the cultivation of oil palm. The same has been done by the Omani of Wasa and the Omani of Chufu, who have offered a 20-mile square land. It shows that the people have actually embraced the initiative. They see it as being able to address the problems of rural urban migration and resulting out of the lack of jobs in the rural areas, and helping their communities to also develop. Apart from that, you find that the entire community is developed because government has to bring in the roads, get access to water. It is these that are exciting the various communities to support the various initiatives that are under the PSIs. There have been quite a lot of achievements. We have developed nurseries. So far, we have 12. This has been increased to 32. And we are now producing seedlings of up to 4 million seedlings a year. We're hoping to raise it to around 6 million in the very near future. We've contracted out growers who are being given extension services to grow these, and so far we are looking at cultivating at minimum of 10,000 hectares every year. Apart from that, we have set up these corporate village enterprises to have one processing plant servicing those 5,000 hectares, so that within that community we will be developing a new economic zone, a new growth environment, a new center for job creation in those areas. So far, we've created 46,213 jobs in the rural communities, and we hope to increase it to about 15,000. We have 296 farmer groups in about 230 communities in the process of developing these oil palm plantations. The first 2-3 years, we encourage the plantation owners to intercrop their farms with cassava, with maize, cocoyam, and even with plantain, so that we would not lose the quantum of food crop production that we are already developing.
We can talk for twice a year. The major season, that is March, April, and then the minor season in September, whereby to fetch an additional income for the farmer within the first 3 years of oil palm growth.
The support of government so far has been out of budgetary allocations and out of HIPIC resources. But government has committed itself to even giving the Ministry for Private Sector Development and the PSIs guarantees for it to be able to borrow money to support particularly the private sector operators who are running these initiatives.
The WIMF was incorporated in 1981 as a private student liability company. We started business operations in 1984 with a 3-time fresh income per hour year.
The Oil Palm Research Institute has been involved in providing agronomical services for oil palm production for ages. Indeed, we know that even the Malaysians came to learn of how to grow oil palm from our research institutes and took away some of the original seed material from Ghana to Malaysia to develop. And now they're growing big. We have the skills, we've got the people with the technical knowledge to be able to enable them to give agronomical services to those who are investing in the oil palm production.
The objective now is to ensure that research is made into a firm which benefits our farmers and local community. And we realize that the presidential initiative is one of the things which is helping to equip and empower our poor farmers. And so we see that we have a common objective.
We foresee that for the medium to long term, we will need to continue expanding the acreages and improving the yields of what we have in this country. The market is far in excess of what we are currently able to produce and what we foresee will be able to produce in the immediate future.
You know, in a very short time, if the price of crude petroleum oil continues to go the way it is, palm oil becomes an alternative fuel for cars. Everyone will start talking about using it in the pharmaceuticals as suppositories and cosmetics. So, in terms of external and internal consumption of the oil and the byproduct, I can think of any agricultural product that can give us as many market opportunities as we have in the palm oil and the palm kernel oils.
Indeed, the entire thrust of these President's special initiatives is to empower the private sector to develop these growth poles, to develop these new products. It is the private sector that is at the center and leading. What the government is doing is only to try and facilitate and quicken and support the private sector to be able to achieve these aims of developing these new growth poles for the diversification of the economic base of the country.
And when we go to the accelerated part of this program, we will open up on-farm roads, and the on-farm roads will also begin to connect the small isolated people who are living in places who are rather inaccessible to social amenities. And this is a basis for the spatial redistribution of our population so we can target assistance to them. And because they are engaged in economic activities, they can pay for it and sustain it. These are the things that we are targeting, and they're happening.
That's a presentation from the Ministry of Agriculture, which is being led by the Minister of Agriculture, right here, Minister Alexander Notter. The President and delegates from South Korea pay key attention to the presentation on agriculture. Folks, we are coming to you live from Rehab, specifically at the President's residence, where he is meeting with some Korean delegates. So the president is about to make a remark. So it's not correct.
Members of the cabinet, special invitees, members of the press. I'm not too sure this thing is happening. Do you hear me? Yes. I want to thank you for joining us this evening. As a matter of fact, yes. This is the first time we have had this kind of occasion to entertain any of our potential investors who have been here. And this is the first time we're using this facility. So you are actually the ones who need this facility. Cheers, Chairman, and my son, Liberian son,
John, Stan.
We're very grateful for your presence here. When we went to Korea, we were keen on what we wanted to do. We wanted to talk with in the meetings we had. We are very much encouraged by the conversations we had with you, the meetings we had, and since you came your commitment. I'm happy that the minister mentioned that we've been talking about cassava. I think as of today, a lot of people sitting here find out that cassava is not just for fufu and gamba. See the many uses of cassava. And we consider this low-hanging fruit because cassava is grown here. Cassava grows in even high temperatures compared to other crops. And we want to say we are not just talking about investment, we're talking about a relationship. I will give you opportunity to see what we have here. The potential and the youth population, the vast land that we have, the water resources, and the opportunities to do business with Liberia. For us, we believe this is a new door opening to Liberia to work with Koreans, and we trust them. And we know that we'll bring it out into this country. We are happy that you're here. We're very pleased that Minister Tokyo saw the many possibilities. We can never wait long enough to see you establish here. And I'm happy that the NIC lost us here. And I told him before the end of August, I want to see something less than possibility here. And I'm not joking. So, the fact that you're here, many of our people are unemployed, many of the young people don't even know the opportunity We can't wait to see you back. Actually, on your way back, just make sure that you leave behind firm documents, the timelines in which you can come and begin to work. Liberia is open for business, it's open for quality investment, it's open for friendly investors. You talk about the maritime program. We're not just talking about the maritime program of training our youngsters. We have the largest number of tonnage of ships flying out there. You can train them in the The last time I was there, to witness the graduation, and I went to Ghana also to keynote the graduation there. But besides that, we lose so much on our sea resources. We were taking away our lobsters, tuna fish, and we need help to protect those resources. And we know what to do. So we are very happy with this relationship. The man you saw with the long-sleeve white shirt, when I was managing director of the ministry, we brought him here about chemical engineering. We used to export palm kernel oil, expeller cakes, sold for feed, and even for feed in the poultry industry. Yes, a lot I can do. And I want to say it's not all about gold and diamond, but non-redemption, eternal opportunities in the source. So we're happy tonight to be here with us, and we need to just encourage you and to say we look forward to a big family relationship. We talk about scholarships. We young people going to the universities, Korea has one of the best education celebrities, and we know we can benefit from it. When I went to Korea the last time, without any information, the president said to me, I will support your program, and he got an arrest agenda. I took that seriously. So the arrest agenda is what we include in agriculture, is Tapioca. So thank you again for this opportunity. We look forward to working with you. Open and we can receive that. Thank you so much. And yes, you made us happy. Keeping your promise. Mr. Chairman, thank you. Charles and your son, who I welcome you. You told me you're not just coming, you're not even coming as a Korean investor. Koreans, that is part of the establishment. Thank you. And having said that, let me just thank all the the most rising.
So His Excellency President Joseph Boakai just concluded his remark here as he meets with South Korean delegation.
So thank you very much, Mr. President. First Lady, Indian members of the Cabinet, staff of the President's office, and ladies and gentlemen. 2 days ago, I couldn't speak. I lost my voice. I still sound terrible, but I can never speak. My great pleasure to be here. 3 months ago, I would not have guessed that I'll be honored by a dinner like this, but we're here. I want to thank my friend and partner, Stan, for alerting me and introducing me to Liberia. I was happy to meet the President and his delegation in Seoul 2 months ago. I had 2 luncheons with the President during that brief visit, and having been, I understand, a former Minister of Agriculture, he probably knows more about cassava and starch and all of the other products that can come from cassava than most of us here. And also with oil palm and other riches that your land can provide. We went to see the 200-acre farm that's under development in Margili County 2 days ago. And Chairman Saab, who's a very experienced food trader of over 45 years of experience, having traveled to more than 120 countries in the world, so the soil and say it's very, very rich. But we saw the 2 videos, which are both enlightening and also alerts us to the challenges that we face because there's competition in the world. We're going to be facing starch from Thailand and also from Ghana. We have to compete. So that's the task that's ahead of you and us as we try to develop this industry. But you got to take the baby steps to make that first journey. So, but you also have other resources that we are interested in from Korea. I am a Korean American, so I bring, hopefully, I can bring resources from both Korea and the U.S. And the U.S., we are very close already. So I see this relationship as tripartite. You in the middle, the U.S. and Korea. And you can leverage Korea to extract more from the U.S. other donor countries. I think we can work together to strengthen your capabilities to receive and utilize more assistance from many of the donor countries and agencies in the ways that you may not be able to do by yourself. So whether it's in agriculture, mining, manufacturing, or other areas, I think there's a lot of room for collaboration. And we can share some of the experiences that Korea has undergone in my brief lifetime. I immigrated to the U.S. in 1970, 54 years ago, when Korea was relatively a poor country. But that country has come a long way since then. So when I returned to Korea, after living in the U.S. for 32 years, it was a completely different country. Which I think that's what the President and all of you want to see for Liberia and for your children and for their children. So I really thank for this wonderful dinner. Thank the President. And as you mentioned, I think personal relationship is very important. And I'm so very happy to see so many friends, Sam, Morley, Ambassador, Louise, Jeff, and Mr. Nute, and also Madam Minister. We all met in Seoul, and also Paula too. So I think I'm not. The President has ordered us to come up with an action plan with concrete objectives and timelines. We'll try to do that before I leave. I'm not sure how much we can satisfy or meet your expectations. While we may, in the beginning, may not be enough in your eyes, but you understand, this is a long way from home for us, from Korea. But as I said, we'll make the baby steps to our long journey ahead. And we hope to work with all of you in this room to make our joint enterprise a success. So I want to raise my glass to wish health and success of his administration, and success and health for all of you and your families, and for the great country of Liberia. Cheers!
So the chairperson of the delegation just concluded the remark.
The President will ground our guests as a token of his appreciation for their in collaboration.
So after assessment, the South Korean delegation working with the Ministry of Agriculture in some counties in Liberia, visiting some areas like they talk about the 200 acres in Mangibi County meant for cassava production and other food activities. The delegation is going back to South Korea with a report. Well, the president is also asking that the delegation lives by time frame and when they are returning for a business. So that's a traditional way of welcoming the South Korean delegation. The chairperson or the head of the delegation is being crowned traditionally. There you have the president, gowning.
Yeah, even for the president, I'll get it.
In addition, Mr. Chairman,
some more appreciation for the delegation. So I think the South Korean delegation made it a separate trip by doing its assessment from various counties or places they wish to operate in, and they are now returning with a clear map and agreement as to where they wish to invest in. And as we listen to the president, Liberia is open for investment. He then encouraged them to go ahead with a significant investment that will greatly impact the population of Liberia positively.
Yes, sir.